The Daily Raz Show with Jack Wilson.
Hey everyone, welcome to the show. This is a Daily Raz Show. I'm Jack Wilson, and I've been away a while, and been doing a lot of writing, and I want to start getting more back into podcasting. But like Steve McQueen said in one of my favorite movies, Papillon, is I'm still here. So there we go. You know, I've just wanted to cover a subject that I've written about a lot, but I've never done a program on it. And it's socialism. Most people get it wrong, but before I get started, I want to say I'm not a socialist. I used to be a Republican, and now I identify as a Democrat, but I don't even know why that is important. That's one of the problems today. Everyone has to belong to a tribe, and I mean, that is so wrong. But back to today's topic, socialism, communism, imperialism, capitalism, that's a lot of isms. And since these words are back in popular lexicon, and that's thanks to all of the right-wing radio and television pundits, I thought, let's ask people if they know what these words actually mean. So I started with people I knew, and then I went to the street, so to speak, and in careful conversation, I asked the question. I didn't ask for all of the isms at the same time, but one here and one there. And I wish I had videoed it. It really was made for TV. And so do you want to know what I found? The answer is nothing. No one really knows what those words mean, including yours truly. They had some good guesses, and I had some idea, but I had to look up the definitions to really understand them. I mean, how many times a day do we use those words? Well, everyone gave me an answer. They gave me the answers someone gave them. They gave me the meanings. That was pretty much the pablum they had been fed through life. The answers reflected what they heard on like right-wing radio or TV, or even what they heard on so-called mainstream media. Now, I mean, that's another topic. You know, why is it called mainstream? I have to figure that one out. But really, their answers had no basis in fact. It was kind of all hearsay, word of mouth passed around. And look, words have consequence, and understanding them should not be taken lightly. And if you don't have the time to read about them and understand how they affect you in your life, why do you or we act like we know what these mean, what these words actually mean? Look, people give their life savings to men and women they don't even know and have never met, in most cases today with computers and the internet. They get their information from people that they don't even know and have never met. And they believe these groups of people know what's best for them. I mean, social media has become the source for trusted information. Well, that's just plain stupid. So for now, I'm going to talk about one of the isms. The one ism the far right loves to drag out every time Bernie Sanders raises his head. Socialism. Socialism is different. We see it every day. We live it every day. It is so much a part of our lives that we don't even think about it. But if one part of it is taken away, you would know it instantly. Without the socialism we have in our system, we could not function. The easy one that comes to mind is Social Security. It's a large part of our economy. For many, it is their livelihood. It's their financial means. Now, there are those who would like to dismantle the Social Security system, but that's another topic for another day. There are many other social services that could come under the term socialism. So who defines that term? Well, it depends on who you're asking. Is it understood to be viewed as public goods and services or state-controlled production? Are these services part of the public infrastructure of community-funded services that are paid through taxes or subsidized with funds through fares and other means? Or are they examples of socialism represented by government ownership and control that replaces private market competition? That would be for-profit services. If you are on one side or the other, you may change your mind if you look at what some form of socialism provides to you. First, I don't know anyone who wants socialism. I don't personally know anyone. I will only say socialism is not communism. I don't want to live under either one. I've known people that have lived under that form of government, and their stories are frightening. Those forms of government are authoritarian dictatorships. Socialism means many things. Many countries with advanced economies have governments and economies that work with some form of socialism for their benefit. For the U.S., we have many services that are considered social services and are for the benefit of all of us. Just a few would be, I can give you the list here. I'm going to grab a sip of water, make this real long, but some of the few would be the highway systems, the public utilities, telecommunications, the police, the fire department, the military and defense, the postal service, some trash collection services, because some of those are for-profit. Public schools, those that still remain, they're closing left and right. The prison systems, some of the prison systems, though, are privatized. And there's a lot of bad press on some of these privatized prison systems. Government offices and officials, the court system, the IRS, the FDA, corporate subsidies, that would be what we can call corporate welfare. Tax breaks for the wealthy. Believe it or not, that's part of the social fabric. Unemployment insurance, city buses, WIC, that's WIC, and that would be for food for kids who live in poverty. Street lighting, border protection, it goes on and on. I'm going to stop there because the fact is there are at least another 60 or more examples that I could give you, but then you'd stop listening to this. So we are humans and we are social. The glue that keeps us together is actually socialism. And if we're not watching out for each other, who is? It goes back eons to the early tribes. They survived because they were united in surviving as a civilization. Socialism, the word, has been disparaged by so many who like to have the people divided for their own selfish benefit. They would have us believe that government is not necessary and the private sector should be in control of everything and making a profit doing it. God, I got to think that one out. If you can imagine and believe that, I hope you don't need the fire department in an emergency, and then they want your Visa card before they're going to come and give you any assistance. Government has its place to maintain equitable fairness and control. Socialism has its benefits to the point that it benefits all of us. I will say it again. Socialism is not communism. No matter how many talking heads tell you it is, it's not. Americans have no problem watching trillions of dollars consumed in military spending or financial aid given to other countries for relief that too often is stolen at the top because of corruption. The money is never seen by the people who need it. Yet they'll not talk about health care for all of Americans or the despicable condition of our infrastructure. These things cost money. Somebody somewhere is going to pay something. The question is who and what. It seems to me some of the problem is, as much as we think we do, we don't know everything. We could learn from some other countries what they're doing right and follow some of those examples. I remember someone telling me the fastest way to success is do what a successful person is doing. That seems easy. Also, it works. In our country, we waste so much of our wealth. The most important assets and resources we have in the U.S. are its people. There should be no question that every citizen of this country should not be hungry or have to beg for health care. That's insane. It's insane that families would need to go hungry or broke trying to keep someone alive in their family. The divide between what used to be the middle class and the uber rich is growing wider every day. And the possibility of closing that divide is getting farther away every year. Bankers and financial people recognize this, but they don't have a solution. When Jamie Dimon was interviewed by CBS, I kind of watched part of that interview. He acknowledged that parts of our society were struggling, but when asked, what could J.P. Morgan Chase do to help, given that they are making billions in record profits, he did what Jamie Dimon and almost all corporate CEOs do. And Jamie Dimon is a billionaire. $2.5 billion, I think. He escaped with a bullshit answer. Want to know what it was? Well, go look at the interview and learn something from it. The fact is, if we didn't have some form of social protection, corporate and individual greed would have all of us living in a cardboard box and paying rent for it. Now, maybe it's not that bad. But if allowed to continue, the prices we're paying today will be unsustainable. Everyone in the financial world agrees with that. I'm not an advocate for wealth redistribution, but I am an advocate for fairness and human dignity, and the middle class deserves better. It's just time to educate everyone. The rest of the world is on a bullet train, and we're on a locomotive. That's my show for today. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you come back and watch another show. We're going to do more of these. Follow me on dailyraz.com and on this channel on the Daily Raz Show. And thanks for watching, and have a good day.